here. Early in the morning,
so we're here with Spicey, who is very well known in Montreal and I'm sure all around. Can you just give us a bit of your background? What is it that you specialize in?
Well, I specialize in hip-hop dance. That's what mostly that I teach, and what I choreograph in is mostly hip-hop. But I also do other street dance styles like house, locking, stomp. But my specialty is mostly hip-hop.
Okay, and you do the other ones. So then did you have like a lot of your own, like various different styles of teachers?
Yeah, I took a lot of workshops. Like anything, like dance is work, and it's it's fun, of course, but if you want to get to a certain level or understand the style or the culture around the style, you have to train and you have to take classes. So I've done my share of classes and workshops too, from a lot of well-known street dance specialists, from Buddha Stretch to Don Campbell to I've taken a lot of workshops and classes. And I had my own perspective of hip-hop dance, so I started, doing my thing and teaching, and also from years of just loving dancing, What I'm called in street dance, a lot of times we're autodidacte, we say in French, like,
okay.
It's a lot of self-training, and, you have to go out there, you have to travel and get the information and take workshops, and there's no specific structure. There is within the dance, but you have to go out there and also get the information. The culture and understanding and integrating, like understanding that the culture is as important as the dance. That's what's hard that's what's hard to teach.
Would that be your style of teaching, that you would teach them steps, but then you also teach them a bit of the culture when you?
I always do a lot of history, like I talk about the history in class. I always put an emphasis on, learning about the culture, the music, of course, and the dance, and everything surrounding it. So I always believe that the foundation, the music, the culture is important.
Okay.
And through that, you also learn the steps, because there's certain steps, there's a reason why it was created, or there's a era, there's a music connected to that step. And if you don't know what it is, well, at some point you're gonna have to, if you really want to push that, you're gonna have to come back and really understand the foundation.
So when did you finally decide that, okay, you know what, I feel I'm ready to start teaching, like I have enough background and I have enough experience? When did that decision say, like, I'm ready to show others now?
Back when I started, there was no hip-hop classes. I mean, you learned as you went. Like, you learned through watching videos, through word to mouth. Like, a cousin of yours in New York would be like, oh, do you see this new move? And you would learn that move from your cousin, or watch videos with dance steps. So it was really, we self-educated us, we educated ourselves.
But then we also see parts where you can be a mentor, because you're sharing your experiences. Is there any kind of, what type of experiences do you share with the students to help mentor them and guide them along the path?
I think a lot of it is freedom, because you have a choice to be in class. If you're taking the class, somewhere inside you, something either inspired you or spoke to you, and you need to feel free. When you're in a class, you need to feel like you can learn. You have to be present. You have to be in the moment, because if you're, like, every minute that you're in class and you're learning, like, be there. Even if it's difficult, if you don't understand it, just be there.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first thing that's important to me. Open-mindedness, being there, being present, and being ready, mentally to take class and feel free. Feel like it's a choice you've made and you're here by choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mistakes? Any kind of mistakes that you've made in your whole either education of learning or performing that you've been able to pass on to your students?
Well, it's not mistakes per se, because it's a whole learning process. What I've learned is the more you know, the less you know.
Exactly.
You think you know, and you're like, oh, actually, I don't know. And you're supposed to be on top of your game, and you're like, but I don't know this. So there's so much, like, even just music. Like, I mean, even in hip-hop, underground hip-hop, we see a lot of mainstream stuff, but there's so much underground music, and there's music is just limitless, as today. I've always been humble, actually, as a performer, dancer, but I think taking your time, I think that's the one thing. Sometimes when I've skipped a step or two, I had to go back. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Every time I thought, I was like, oh, you know what? I think I need to go back and revisit that. You can also check out my website, Bust a Move.
Perfect.
Just Bust a Move.
Quand le jour est passé, il est passé sans choix. Il faut s'en retourner sous la pluie dans le froid. Réparer le bourgeois qui t'ignore, les gars venus dans son opulence, et qui te jette une pièce et qui s'endort. En ayant la conscience.
So we are here with Emilie Josset, who is a triple threat, which many girls aspire to be. What does your training consist of? Like, what makes you a triple threat?
I started dancing when I was 4, and then that brought me to singing when I was 6, and starting acting when I was 10, because I was too passionate about the 3 disciplines. La passion des trois disciplines, que ce soit la musique, la danse ou le théâtre, je ne pouvais pas choisir entre les 3. J'aimais trop les 3 énormément, alors j'ai poussé ma formation jusqu'à devenir professionnelle dans les 3. I didn't mean to do that, actually. It was just, passion.
You couldn't pick between one, you loved them all.
Exactly. I'm a storyteller. That's what I like to call myself.
If you had to pick one of, the 3, the acting side, the dancing side, the singing side, is there one that's stronger than most, or you kind of...
Time goes by, and what remains the most important, I think, is the heart. Because, then your voice speaks the language of your heart and the body as well. So that's it. Maybe that's who I am, really, an actor.
Yeah, you change as you grow.
Yeah.
On stage, we're going to see you're doing musical theater, so what you're comfortable as well at. As a mentor, as we say, what are you teaching the students? What are we going to see?
Dans mes cours, ce que je fais souvent, c'est que je démarre avec un vocal warm-up. Ensuite, on passe à travailler vraiment la chanson, ensuite la chorégraphie et le jeu, l'acting. So we're doing a piece from Sister Act, and we tried to sum up the whole story in 4 songs, which is quite a challenge.
So we are here with Brigitte Daisy, who is a phenomenal singer. She just finished performing, so we've caught her just at a performance. I know her as a great singer, but she's also an amazing dancer, and she's got a rock body. What pieces of advice can you give them if they're asking you about trying to be a professional in the industry like you are?
Well, you know what? The first thing, attitude. Have a nice attitude.
Oh, okay.
That's the most important thing, I think, is your attitude, your personality. That's what I told them. Because if you have a nice personality, a good attitude, you will go everywhere. When you audition and you don't get the part, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
And some of these kids,
of course, me too. When I was young and I auditioned for Rent at one point, and I was this close to have the lead part. I went 4 times. Okay. They called me. I had 4 callbacks, and I didn't get it. I was really disappointed, but I came. I'm always coming. You can't. It's not the end of the world, because there's another role for you that's gonna come.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a better role. You never know. So it's hard. It's a hard business.
If you had your dream role to ever play, what would your dream role be?
Dolores and
really?
Sister
Wow.
Act.
Is it now after having done this?
No, actually, I went to see the show this last summer in New York.
Okay.
When I saw the show, I was like, oh my God, this is me. I need to do this show. It's amazing. It's such an hilarious show. And when Connie asked me to do Dolores, I said, what? Oh yes, totally. So for me to have done that, it showed me, I learned doing this. And I said, because if I have an audition for it, well, I'll know how to I'll know how to react at the audition,
The character,
I know the character, and I know how she feels, and So no, I was really happy to do it. So that would be the role. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you inhibited the character brilliantly on stage. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
And we look forward to see what happens next.
Yeah, me too.
For I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one
with all the strain.
So we are here with Kim Richardson, who is a very, very well-known singer here in Montreal. So I know you've got a lot of experience, but just for the viewers out there, what is it? What shows have you been doing here in Montreal or elsewhere, for that matter?
I've actually done a lot of musical theater. I've done Annie, I've done Wizard of Oz, I've done Eight Misbehavin' before.
Which is coming back, apparently.
Which is coming back, yes. And I actually went for an audition, so I'm waiting to find out the results of that. But as a child, because I started as a dancer first, which a lot of people don't know. I was blessed with that lovely experience that has taken me thus far, and it's helped me enormously throughout my career. I've really been able to take all that I've learned and use it, all the elements, all of them, not just one, but all of them in my career.
If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on.
And sometimes you really have to start from ground zero and work your way up to really appreciate those lovely gifts when they come to you.
That's brilliant. Well, if you had to pick your most cherished role that you would love to play, have you played it already, or what would it be?
No, I think it would probably have to be Jennifer Hudson's role in Dreamgirls. Hello!
Yes.
Hello!
Yes. That would be a dream
I
role.
would be all over that. What? I think, come on. I think it's made for me.
I think you.
I think it's made for me. So, if I have a chance to do it, I think, my live stream is complete.
Whenever I hear Kim Richardson, same thing. People are inspired by you, it seems. So, do you mentor anyone? Have you mentored? Have you helped anyone with their career?
It's funny you should ask, because I've just started within the last few years to doing master classes in singing. But not necessarily all around. I don't do, I don't teach dance. I don't feel myself totally qualified for that. But I do like to, take people aside sometimes and just talk to them about, where they're at and where they want to go, and, give them pointers as to, what they can improve on, what you can expect in the future, what to be careful of. It's important, because those gifts were given to me, and to pass them on is quite frankly, my duty.
Yeah,
I think that's the most important thing that anybody can do for that generation coming up, because we want it to continue. We want people to appreciate and know that people care. You're just starting out, and you want to know that you're not feeling alone in the world, and that people are willing to talk to you and take that time with you and just say, hey, it's okay. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel insecure. Just know that perseverance and just know that anything's possible. Anybody can do anything that they want to if they really want it bad enough.
So you're ready to mold them, help shape and mold them.
Absolutely, and have fun. Come on, what's work without a little bit of fun, right?
Exactly.
It can't be all business.
No, and it's going to be a fun show. The show was great anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a great show.